Hey guys, let's continue with the topic on array, wherein we'll start and understand how to create arrays. Now, when I'm talking about creating arrays in Python, we need to import the module of array first. Yeah, we can create an array of three basic types, namely integer, float, and Unicode characters using the array function. Now, the array function accepts type code and initializer as a parameter value and returns an object of array class. Yeah. So let's see the syntax first, and then subsequently we'll see how to create an array with some examples. So first we need to do is import the array item. So that is import array as array name. So you can specify any name here. So what we are doing is first importing the module, and then to create an array, we need to first create an object where you can store the array. So I have the array name dot array name, which we have specified above. So I have imported the array as array name. So I have to specify array name dot array, and then I have to specify the type code, yeah, and the initializer. Okay, now initializer is optional. So the type code is character used to specify the type of elements in the array. So whether it is an integer, whether it is an uh, string, whether it is a decimal, that is why we need to have the type code. And then we have the initializer, which is optional value for which array is initialized. So it must be a list, a byte data object, yeah, or iterable elements of the appropriate type. Let's quickly run on to some examples so that we can understand how it all happens. So let's get into some example of how we can create an array. So example on creating an array. So what we need to do is, we need to first import array, which we are doing here. Then I am array name. We stick to the same example that we have copied. So array. So this is the array name dot array. I have given the type code I, which is for integer. That is for signed integer. I'll tell you what all other options that we have. Yeah. And then we'll try to print the array that we have got. Yeah. This is with this array that we have created is an integer array. Okay. Same way, we can create a char type array, which is a character array. You need to specify u. We'll just try to find out the type of this array so that you understand what are we getting here, whether it's a character, whether it is an integer. So you'll have a good understanding of it. Next, we can have a float array. So float, we need to change some of the yeah. And lastly, we have the float, which is denoted by D. So I may have 0.1, 0.2, 3. Yeah. So let's see by running this array, what we get is this is how you are creating an array, whether it is an integer array or an character array or a decimal pointer. Oh, A is not identified. Oh, I need to put it in double quotes since it is a string. Again, have I missed anything? Array, not array name, char array. Array item must be Unicode character. Oh, I cannot specify a list. So let me just put it, let me put this in one, just put the back thing so that, yeah. So you can see this where this above is an array, which is the type, and we have this integer within it. I. Second is the array. Again, A is the array which has the Unicode bat or the characters within it. And third is the decimal pointer. Okay. Now, Python array type is decided by single character type code argument. Now, this type code and the intended data type of array is listed. Here, I'll show you that. So, uh, small b denotes signed integer, and it has a bit size of it takes the bit size of 1 byte. Yeah. Then we have capital B, which is an unsigned integer. Yeah. Again, it has the byte size of 1. Then you have the Unicode array. So that's denoted by U. This is Unicode character. It has a byte size of 2. So this is the memory size that it takes. Then we have H, which is again for signed integers. You can use U or H. This is again for signed integers, but it takes the byte size as 2 byte size. Yeah. So you need to be careful. This for specifically hex. Then we have H, capital H for unsigned integers. Unsigned characters, I'm very sorry, which again takes the byte size of unsigned integers. This is signed integer, this is unsigned integers. So this is for signed integer, this is for unsigned integer, but the byte size differ as compared to what was earlier when we denoted it by B. Okay. These are for hexadecimal integers. Now, same way we have I. So we have small I and capital I for signed and unsigned integers, which has a byte size of 2. Then we have a larger integer size, which is denoted by L, that is small l and capital L for signed and unsigned respectively. But the byte size here is much larger, which is 4 byte size. Yeah. Then we have even larger integers, which is denoted by small q and capital Q. These are 8 byte size integers. Yeah. And lastly, we have the floating integers. Yeah. So which are F and are denoted by D. These are float point, you can say. This is again floating point integer. For floating point, it comes in decimal, as you know that, and this is of 4 decimal size, and D is used for 8 byte size. Yeah. So these are various type of Unicode. Let me just mention it here so that you can bifurcate them. Complete the formatting here. Yeah. So these are types of characters or the type code argument which can be used in the above syntax. Yes. So these are type code arguments which can be used. Now we'll do various type of operations. Yeah. So there would be various type of operations that we have seen above is creating arrays, accessing array items, removing them. So we'll see this in the subsequent video. The main point here is how we create a video, create a array. So it is first you import the array module, which is very important, and then you specify the array name dot array. This is very important because this is the key for creating an array. And then you specified the type code and the array numbers that you want to have in your arrays, or the kind of data that you want to have in your array. Yeah. Hope you understood how to create arrays within Python. Hope you like this video, and do share this video with your colleagues who want to learn Python. To subscribe to my channel and comment on this video so that we have better inputs and knowledge sharing within us. Thank you so much.